Did you know that Elon Musk's companies are involved in a form of money laundering? Let's talk about it. When a thief steals some money, he wants to put it someplace where no one will think to look for it, so that he can go back and retrieve it later and spend it without anyone suspecting that it was stolen. A few poor choices of places to put that money might be a known mafia member's bank account, or a cartel, or a terrorist organization that's being closely monitored by intelligence agencies. Money that goes into and comes out of there is not likely to be esteemed as clean money as long as someone's watching it. A slightly more clever option is to put it in what's called a shell company, which is often a company that has, a registered trademark or an LLC designation or a brand, so that it looks like it's doing something useful and that money came from their own private enterprises, so that when the money comes out, people don't automatically flag it as suspicious. You can expose these by verifying that they don't actually have any worthwhile product. There's a third form of money laundering, which is to put the money into an otherwise legitimate and reputable company. Ideally, one that moves a lot of money and has a lot of private investors, has tons of transactions. That's very difficult to audit everything going in and out. All you have to do is disguise the money to make it look like an ordinary, legitimate private transaction. And that way, when the money comes back out, people don't suspect it of being stolen. Elon Musk's companies fit this description perfectly, by the way. But everybody knows that the government is backing Elon Musk's enterprises, which brings us to the fourth and possibly the most insidious form of money laundering on Earth. I'm talking about subsidies. Not contracts, although those can be involved in money laundering schemes as well, such as, for example, when a government overpays for a product or service. But subsidies in themselves are a transfer of taxpayer money directly to a company. And this is one way that the government puts its thumb on the scale to pick and choose winners and losers in a supposedly private sector. But the reality is, they're bankrolled by you, the taxpayer. Elon Musk's companies have received billions of dollars in taxpayer subsidies. You can verify this by searching online. You can even ask Grok, which is Elon Musk's AI for his social media platform, and verify that billions of taxpayer dollars have indeed gone towards funding Elon Musk's enterprises. Now, a lot of people say that that's all fine because he's a government contractor, and, well, everyone else is doing it too, and it's okay, it's fine for there to be subsidies because we've gotten used to it. That's the point. They're laundering money out in plain sight, and we don't notice because we're already so used to it that we don't take a step back and think about it. What's really happening here, when people insist that Elon Musk's companies are private sector, and that all his money he earned, that's not true. That's not remotely true. Elon Musk's companies are what's called a public-private partnership, where the government launders money through these supposedly private companies, government contractors, and they can funnel as much money through that as they want, as long as they can make it look legitimate. And indeed, there is a product. But what is Elon Musk's net worth today? How did he get that? I know people have been critical of members of Congress for having hundreds of millions of dollars in net worth, despite only being on a salary of a couple $100,000. Maybe someone should have told them Elon Musk's little secret. Just put the money into a productive business instead of a shell company or sending it to the mafia, and no one would question where they got their money because we're so used to this government subsidy thing. It's just corporate welfare. It's socialism. It's full-blown socialism. And what this means, too, is that Musk's free speech platform, X, he bankrolled the purchase of Twitter using taxpayer funds. So Elon Musk grew his businesses in large part thanks to the help of taxpayer subsidies. And he used the gains from those subsidies by investing into his businesses to bankroll the purchase of Twitter. Your taxpayer dollars went into his social media platform X, and the government does not fund anything it does not intend to control. Twitter/X is literally a government propaganda social media site. It is not a free speech platform. Everything you say there is being monitored. It is being used to train Elon's AI, together with all the other data the federal government's been collecting on you. Hmm, whom does that benefit? Think about that. All of this is public information. You can verify this easily. Seek and ye shall find.